What's up, guys? This is the Gospel According to Mark with a C. He is I, and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you exactly what's on my mind. Thank you for joining me once again, my friends. And as always, right off the top, I invite you guys to like, to share, to subscribe. When you subscribe, hit the notification bell. Also, there is a super thanks feature on the video. A lot of people don't talk about it. That's the reason why I do, to spread knowledge and let people know of this thing. There were people in my comment section before who said, I did not know this. So yes, right where you see the like, the dislike, the share, the download, all of that stuff, in that line, you will also see a little heart that says thanks in it. And when you click that, you can donate to the channel in the same way that you drop a super chat during a stream. And it lights up your little comment. I see it and I respond to that comment and everybody's happy. All right. So I thank you in advance if you want to do that. Okay. And, if you don't, I'm just glad you're watching, man. And, really, that's what matters to me the most. Okay. So anyway, let's move on. All right. Let's get more into this Kenobi kerfuffle. Okay. Because this Kenobi thing is just more of the same. And you guys remember in the very first review that I did about this show, I said, you know what's going to happen. First of all, the fandom is going to split, the fandom is going to fight, and then Lucasfilm is going to start flooding the market and the internet with all type of hit pieces about people who dare to be critical about their little show, okay? And of course, this has come to pass, and it will be going on for years. I mean, look at The Last Jedi. It's the same shit all over again, okay? Fans, bad. Big multi-billion-dollar company, good. That's the way it is, okay? So at this point, I can run down the list of all the things we've been called, okay? So the fans, first of all, it started off with people saying, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, right? So you have a bunch of idiots who come into comment sections and like, you guys don't know what you're talking about. You're not knowledgeable. And then they start parroting everything that the story group says, okay? So it's funny because I can always spot them. Oh, you must have read that article from so-and-so because you're using their talking points. These guys are just minor birds, and that's why you can't take them seriously. Okay, so if you don't know what you're talking about, then it's, you're nitpicking. Even if you do have something that's valid, your criticism, you're just nitpicking. It doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter to you, okay? To other people, it does, but you label that as nitpicking. So you check that one, okay? So then it went on. If you criticize this because there's a person of color in it, then you must be racist. Oh, it must be so easy. It must be so refreshing and blissful in life to be able to just level a charge of racist out there so frivolously, guys. But that's what they do. You don't like something that's on TV or on a streaming service, you must be racist. And then they just sit back like that's not one of the worst things in the whole world. You can just throw out there frivolously to anybody. But okay, you're racist. Then you must be misogynist, then you must be homophobe, then you must be transphobe. You know what I'm saying? It's like all of these things are designed to say one thing to us: shut up. That's all they want to say. Shut up. Nothing you say is valid. Shut your mouth. Now, this story right here, now that we run down that line, the next level is you're just a flat out liar. And the thing that makes this so effed up, right, is that this is not coming from your average minor bird that's out there, although they're going to follow, of course. This is coming from a top Lucasfilm story group executive. Okay, so this is what they do. This is how they treat the fans. All right, so now, who are we talking about? We're talking about Pablo Hidalgo. Okay, so Pablo Hidalgo. That's what his name is, okay? So anyway, let's get into this, guys. Let's read this headline. This, once again, is bounding into comics.com. All right, so we have it, bounding into comics.com. Once again, nailing it. And the headline goes a little something like this. Hit it! It says here, Star Wars Story Group member attempts to justify Obi-Wan Kenobi not knowing Darth Vader is alive in Obi-Wan Kenobi Disney Plus show and accuses critics of lying. Flat out lying, guys. That's what we're doing because we saw the movies. We know the truth. We're relaying this, and the best this fool can come up with is, you're lying. And of course, this is going to be good enough for everybody else who's enjoying the show. If you're enjoying the show, That's great. As a matter of fact, in my reviews, I have said flat out, there's plenty of things here that I can tell people are going to enjoy, and that's great. If you're enjoying it, that's good. Why should you? Even the hardcore Star Wars fans, some of them that I know, some of them are enjoying it. Why? Because that stuff doesn't matter to them. However, to get on the boat with someone who says that you're lying, if you're a hardcore Star Wars fan and you know that what we're talking about is true, and this person who is a Disney executive, a Lucasfilm executive, is saying that you're lying, that's problematic. Even if you don't care about it, you know that it's not lies. You know that it's disrespectful that this man is calling people liars. You would think that someone would speak out about this, no matter, even if you're enjoying the show. You know what I mean? Because now they're just fucking just insulting everybody with this. You're a liar if you actually know the truth. But anyway, it goes on to say, Star Wars Story Group member Pablo Hidildo, referred to as a mad genius by Obi-Wan Kenobi writer Joby Harold. That's not really saying much. If Joby Harold is calling you a mad genius, that is saying nothing. He recently attempted to justify the canon-breaking revelation in the series that Kenobi did not know that Vader is alive. Obi-Wan Kenobi writer Joby Harold, and showrunner by the way, implied that he did not know that Obi-Wan Kenobi knew that Anakin Skywalker was Darth Vader, while also claiming that Kenobi didn't know Darth Vader was alive following their battle on Mustafar. Harold spoke with The Wrap, telling the publication that he didn't originally pitch Kenobi not knowing that Darth Vader survived the battle. We talked about that in the last video. He said, "That was actually not something I pitched originally," Harold stated. "That was something I discovered along the way and sort of had to confirm with Pablo and really think, hold on a second, what does he actually know?" So guys, everyone's been talking about this. You all know the story. The writer, showrunner of Kenobi did not know exactly what was going on with Obi-Wan Kenobi, your title character, before they picked up the show. He didn't know if Obi-Wan knew that Anakin was Darth Vader, and he didn't know whether Obi-Wan Kenobi knew that Anakin survived the battle on Mustafar. Okay, so that is unforgivable if you're the writer and showrunner, okay? And the fact that this doesn't matter to people, that they can still in their head canon explain this shit away, just tells you why we are where we are with Disney, Lucasfilm, Star Wars today. Okay, so then, as you recall, he went to ask all of these questions, and stuff like that he didn't know, which was embarrassing, okay? So, it says here, in fact, shortly after viewing the security footage, Yoda tells Kenobi, "Twisted by the dark side, young Skywalker has become. The boy you trained, gone he is, consumed by Darth Vader." Okay, so Yoda told Obi-Wan. You saw the security footage. You know that Anakin has become Darth Vader. Okay, so once again, had he watched Revenge of the Sith, he would have known that. There's no lies detected here so far. All right, so let's see. Also, all right, so he goes on to brag about how they were able to tell their story because of his limited understanding of what it was, and he's happy about that. Now, it says here in Obi-Wan Kenobi Episode 2, it's revealed by the Inquisitor to Kenobi that Darth Vader is still alive. As she attempts to locate Kenobi in a hangar bay, Reva tells him, "I'm just going to take you to him. Lord Vader will be pleased." That's the way she acts, by the way. I love Reva, man. I love Moses Ingram. Let me tell you something. Kathleen Kennedy, like I said before, I am so grateful to you for giving the black community Reva. Reva looks like us, and we couldn't ask for anything more. At this moment in the show, it's revealed that Kenobi didn't realize Vader was still alive after a brief shot of Kenobi's emotions upon hearing Reva's taunting. It returns to Reva, who says, "You didn't know. He's alive, Obi-Wan. Anakin Skywalker is alive." Oh my God, I didn't know that. Woo! Oh my God, the shivers, the chills. Oh, it just killed me in that moment. Clearly, one of the top, if not the top moment in Star Wars history. Well done, well done. However, and here's where the great lie, according to Hidildo, is concerned, starts. However, Kenobi knew that Darth Vader was still alive following their battle on Mustafar. This is made abundantly clear during a conversation between Luke Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi in Return of the Jedi. When Luke questions Kenobi about the other Yoda spoke of, Kenobi tells Luke, the other you speak of is your twin sister. Oh, I'm sorry, that was Kenobi. The other you speak of is your twin sister. Luke retorts, but I have no sister. Kenobi then explains, to protect you both from the Emperor, you were both hidden from your father when you were born. The Emperor knew, as I did, if Anakin were to have any offspring, they would be a threat to him. That is the reason why your sister remains safely anonymous, Kenobi stated. All right, well, there it is. Despite the revelation in the Disney Plus Obi-Wan Kenobi series, clearly contradicting this scene from Return of the Jedi, Pablo Hidalgo attempted to justify the canon-breaking change. He wrote on Twitter,
seeing a lot of people lying about that story regarding Obi-Wan knowing that Darth Vader was alive and turning it into a story about Obi-Wan knowing that Anakin was Vader. Who knows why? Impossible to say.
In response to Twitter user Stephanie H2O Man, who pointed to the scene in Revenge of the Sith where Kenobi sees the security footage, Hidalgo wrote,
of course he knows he's Vader. He didn't know he survived. That's been the status quo since 2005.
However, we know this is simply not true, given Kenobi explains to Luke that he and Leia were separated at birth to hide them from their father. If Kenobi thought Vader was dead, there would be no reason to separate them at birth to hide them from their father. Kenobi would have said hide them from the Emperor rather than their father. Hidalgo then attempted to justify it by claiming no one on Tatooine had heard of Vader.
It's not that hard to figure out why. Tatooine never heard of him. Luke didn't know the name in episode 4, and he was dreaming of going to the Imperial Academy.
Hidalgo would then double down on his claim that Kenobi did not know Vader was dead, despite Return of the Jedi proving that notion false. All right, so from there, guys, to wrap this up, they go on to talk about the book, all right? The book that I've been hearing everyone talk about. And this was a book that was by, let's see, you guys know I got to look this stuff up. See, I don't pretend to have all of the answers and be knowledgeable. I can say when I don't know some shit, right? So anyway, they're talking about this book by James Luceno, right? In this novel, it's funny that they would be referencing this because this is one of the ones from the EU that they actually threw out and made non-canon. So you can't have it both ways. But anyway, this book by James Luceno, of course, also kind of implies that Obi-Wan didn't know that Vader was alive. And they want to use that. Well, let me just bring one thing up, guys. The difference here, for everyone who wants to cling on to this so-called non-canon book at this point, that book, if I'm not mistaken, takes place within a year of the Battle of Mustafar, okay? Not 10 years, as what we're being led to believe in the Disney Plus Kenobi series, all right? So there is a huge difference. You can be forgiven for Obi-Wan not knowing that Vader was alive within a year of the Battle of Mustafar, okay? But as far as 10 years down the road, all of the people all around the galaxy with all the low down dirty shit that Anakin, Darth Vader was doing, nobody would have heard of him. This wouldn't have got back to Obi-Wan, General Kenobi. Come on, bruh. It's not, no, I'm not buying it. Most people with half a brain wouldn't be buying this. Like I said, even the hardcore fans that are out there who are still enjoying this show should know that that's a load of bullshit. And it should be exposure of Pablo Hidalgo that even he, as a top executive at the Lucasfilm Story Group, doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, and he's not man enough to say this is where we fucked up at, okay? So you want to continue to believe that Kenobi is this phenomenon that's like sweeping the nation and it's just great and everything like that. But listen, guys, the fans always win out. Calling the fans liars racist, misogynist, not knowing what they're talking about. All of that stuff that you want to do is not going to help you. All right. You see that your Disney hotel is struggling. All right. You see that the audience is dwindling. You see that your respect amongst the people out here who actually know is going into the toilet, guys. You see this. All right. It's because you won't admit where you mess up at least not when it's relevant. You talk about this after the fact. You have Tamora Morrison talking about, I'm ready for Boba Fett to be a badass. Motherfucker, we were saying that from the very beginning. I'm tired of these people looking back. Even Kathleen Kennedy talking about, well, I see where we made the mistakes. No, you don't get a pass for seeing it in the rearview mirror when you have people telling you in real time, sometimes even before the project. We were telling you it's a bad idea. You shouldn't go that way. Mark Hamill talking about, I don't believe this is what Luke Skywalker would do. Why do you think we call him Jake Skywalker? Mark Hamill did it first. It made it easier for him to play the role. If he separated this from the Luke Skywalker that he knew. You had many times, many chances to change this bullshit that you're giving us. But no, you want to sit back now and talk about they're liars? The very people who time and time again are proven to be right? Oh, but we're liars now, right? But what, like a year down the road, people are going to be talking about, you know what? I guess we made a mistake with this or with that. Ewan McGregor, an executive producer on this shit, you think he would know about this, but no. All right, guys, but I wanted to point that out there because you got this stupid motherfucker talking about how the fans are liars because we're pointing out something that is actually on film. It's actually canon. You can see it right there. All right, tell me, where's the lie? Kiss my motherfucking ass. All right, that's it, guys. All right, that's it. I'm going too much. I'm going too far. All right. As always, you can like, you can share, you can subscribe. Thank you guys for listening, and I'll catch you on the next one. This is The Gospel According to Mark with a C. Rock on.